Hello, those monkeys that cause trouble, stink, must be beaten and given the breasts of their mothers as punishment, like a sling. They only know how to eat pigs, but their scrotum swells. When they are washed and rubbed and wounds begin to rise, it is to beat them like a sling. They have never had any respect, never had a king. They don't know how to swim. They stink like monkeys. I got these words from Kwa Menyampamvu TV. Ni ringi imana innocent. To beat them first is necessary, so that they learn wisdom. It would be good to beat them so their ears release thorns. Thus they listen properly, and their eyes release dirt and illusions, so that they can see the world we live in clearly. They should learn it as the grass does, and it should be done quickly because they are already too late. These speeches of extremism and fascism, along with the writings I see, are things that have been going on for a very long time. How come when long-term projects are being implemented, some people pretend to be surprised, to the point that after 4 years the army is insufficient in numbers and lacks weapons? A country like Congo has spent 30 years counting those killed and its possessions destroyed, yet it is said to be under diplomacy of connivance. It is wake-up time or the time of monkeys to take over. In remembrance of those killed in Gatumba in 2024, Mutaboba Josephu even said that Congo will be well governed if led by Tutsis because it has been poorly governed since the time of the Belgians. Mugabe also said that. Whether Kagame or Pastor Mapisi, they use the expression that no one is without a history of leading a country. Marie said, "No dog, no hunter of rats can lead people." I think they want to kill him or have him disappear. The word, to have him disappear, was said by that Ugandan, and it scared me because where power is relinquished, there is conflict, genocide, or ethnic retaliation. Isn't that what happened in Rwanda and the region, and isn't it so? Those who don't want to accept it are in darkness or forgetful, like Mugabe Bobe. What is the history of the Hutu? I asked the elders we studied with in Rwanda. I was taught that the Hutu burned the Tutsi, defeated and humiliated them. This is what is written in history books, and it is also what is on the posters hung in houses and schools that Hutu see. There is a saying of someone who is busy eating lies, ants, monkeys, and sorghum. Nonsense. I speak of someone who was given a little, animals that cannot lead people or participate in elections. People have always been servants of others. The FPR and their supporters say that the Habyarimana and MRND government was a Hutu government. There are Hutu who also accept that, but the time has come for those things to change for 2 reasons. 1. The Habyarimana government began as the FPR did and will end as it began, as it appears that the FPR will also end. I mean, it began by killing Rwandans, Hutu and Tutsi alike. That's the truth, even though some want to deny it. These people are neither Hutu nor Tutsi. They are killers and politicians who put their own and their patrons' interests first. How can you love people you kill or kill for? How can you say you did well by people when it's over, you have killed or caused killing? At that time, these people would not be humans but animals because they breed well to fatten, then they take the fat out or sell it to the weak to kill them or to catch them. 2. What we learn from the thought of the Tutsi during King Rudahigwa's time. When they saw how the politics of regime change was, they went to the generations and decided that King Rudahigwa was not the king of the Tutsi, but the king of the Hutu. What prevents people from going to the generations of Habyarimana, but especially to the generations close to him and in his politics, to decide that his government was not a Hutu government, but a Tutsi government, and he was also a Tutsi king? I often hear people say Kanziga is innocent because she is a Hutu woman, yet people from Gisenyi and Ruhengeri know that these things might not be true. This is not only about Kanziga, but also other diverse people in Rwanda, inside and outside, who shout that they are Hutu of the Ikongote, but in reality they are Tutsi, as the FPR knows, and they have agreed in their game with bad intentions to defame Hutu as a people of killers. If in over 90 years people sat to forgive their bad or good politics and decided that Rudahigwa was a Hutu king, for the last 35 years, people have sat to decide that all Hutu, those alive and those to be born, are killers by nature, to the point that people like Kizito, Idamanje, Kanziga Zigiranyirazo, and others are also called Hutu because they differ from their politics or are criminals committed only by Hutu. What remains is research to be done on many people in FPR and MRND to be given their true ethnicity and crimes as individuals in their ethnic groups, instead of continuing to destroy and stigmatize one ethnic group. Among those involved in founding the Interahamwe were Katabarwa Andre, a Tutsi. In the top leadership of Interahamwe, there were Tutsi. The Tutsi lead the Interahamwe called Imputu. Those in MRND leadership knew this, but chose to remain silent, while some claim to be strong Hutu, which might also be untrue. Research is needed.